Get your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.
There are many restrictions placed on coding when using strict mode. The following tables list the language element the restriction applies to, a description of the restriction, the error code thrown, and an example of the code that will cause the error. The first language element is variable. The restriction: you cannot use a variable without declaring it. We'll throw error code script 5042, variable undefined in strict mode. An example: x equals 7, semicolon. The read-only property is restricted. Attempting to write to a read-only property, we'll throw the error code script 5045, assignment to read-only property not allowed in strict mode. And in the example code, you can see writable is set to false, meaning it is a read-only property. A non-extensible property is restricted. Attempting to add a property to an object whose extensible attribute is set to false, we'll throw error code script 5046, cannot create property for a non-extensible object. In the example code, prevent extensions to test object sets it to a non-extensible property. Delete is restricted. Trying to delete a variable, function, or argument. Deleting a property whose configurable attribute is set to false. We'll throw the error code script 1045. Calling delete on expression is not allowed in strict mode. And the example code shows delete testvar, delete test function, and delete test object.testvar, all of which are restricted. Duplicating a property. The restriction: attempting to define a property more than once in an object literal is not allowed in strict mode, and we'll throw the error code script 1046, multiple definitions of a property not allowed in strict mode. And the example code shows prop1 being created twice, which cannot happen in strict mode. Duplicating a parameter name. Attempting to use a parameter name more than once in a function will throw the error code script 1038, duplicate formal parameter names not allowed in strict mode. On the example code, you can see the test function attempts to create parameter 1 and parameter 1. Octals. Assigning an octal value to a numeric literal or attempting to use an escape on an octal value, we'll throw error code script 1039. Octal numeric literals are not allowed in strict mode. And the example code, creating a test octal. This. The value of this is not converted to the global object when it is null or undefined. With this restriction, no specific error code is thrown, but the code will not function properly. And the example code to return this will not work. Eval as an identifier. In strict mode, the string eval cannot be used as an identifier for a variable or function name, parameter name, etc. No specific error code is thrown, but the code will not function properly. And the example code var eval equals 10 is incorrect and will not work. Arguments inside a function. When using strict mode, you cannot change the values of members of the local arguments object. Again, no specific error code is thrown, but the code will not function. We have the example code function test args, one arg, will not function properly. Function declared inside a statement or block. The restriction is you cannot declare a function inside a statement or block. we'll throw error code script 1047. In strict mode, function declarations cannot be nested inside a statement or a block. They may only appear at the top level or directly inside a function body. Under the example code, you can see the function is called inside of a for loop and will not work. Variables declared inside an eval function. The restriction: if a variable is declared inside an eval function, it cannot be used outside that function, and we'll throw error code script 1041, invalid usage of eval in strict mode. And the example code showing what will not work. Arguments as an identifier. The string arguments cannot be used as an identifier for a variable, function, or parameter name. We'll throw the error code script 1042, invalid usage of arguments in strict mode. In the example code, arguments.callee, restriction is they are not allowed. No specific error is thrown, but any functions labeled with the callee object will not execute. An example code containing arguments.callee will not function. With. The restriction in strict mode is the language element with is not allowed, and we'll throw the error code script 1037. With statements are not allowed in strict mode. An example with showing what will not work. Finally, the future reserved keywords for JavaScript. Using a keyword reserved for future use as a variable or function name, we'll throw the error code script 1050. The use of a future reserved word for an identifier is invalid. The identifier name is reserved in strict mode. Implements, interface, package, private, protected, public, static, and yield are all future reserved keywords.
Like what you see? Pick up your free copy of the complete tutorial at www.teachucomp.com/free.